This Aries full moon is raw and unfiltered. It's daring us to step out of the old stories and ignite the power of a brand new self. This is the heartbeat of rebirth, wild, untamed, and calling in the raw truth. Just as we are waiting in suspense to find out more about this interstellar object, the silence NASA and the government is giving seems like there may be something more than just a comet on our hands. So much to get into in this video. So stick around till the end to learn more about the 3-eye atlas. What is it? And how does this impact our life? Hi, I'm Karina, your Healing Arts Astrologer, and I'm here to give you the full moon in Aries report. This full moon is happening on October 6th at 8:47 p.m. Whoa, it has been a wild ride for sure since all these eclipses. This is our first moon cycle in the new 6-month cycle. And with that being said, we had those 2 new moons in Virgo, which is very rare. And now we have this full moon in the sign of our identity. There is a culmination and a completion of our identities that we once had. Maybe we are releasing an old identity, maybe associated with a relationship. Maybe you're releasing the identity of someone's wife or someone's husband or someone's girlfriend or someone's boyfriend or a position within a company. These identities are being rebirthed with this full moon. But first, we must release an old identity that we once had. All the new cycles that have come up around these Virgo themes in our life, from the new moon in Virgo, August 22nd, and the new moon solar eclipse in Virgo on September 21st. We are now releasing this old identity as we step fully into the new cycle and identity going forward. Let me pull up the chart for you so I could walk you through. Okay, so here is the full moon. The full moon is at 14 degrees of Aries. The 1 being the sun and 4 being Uranus. So if we look at Uranus, Uranus is at 1 degrees of Gemini. It's newly in a next 8-year cycle of Gemini. And Pluto is in Aquarius newly at 1 degrees. So we have these 2 traveling together in air signs. And there is a trine between these 2. So Uranus, which is creating new innovations that is different than we've ever seen in communication. So that's like AI, robotics, like we're going to see a lot of new stuff. And Pluto in Aquarius, which is the ruler of Uranus, digging deep and seeing the shadow side, I think, of the future technologies, as well as healing humanity as a whole. And we also have Uranus, and it is making an aspect to Juno, which is also 1 degrees, that newly entered Sagittarius on October 1st, where Juno was in Scorpio, and that was intense. A lot of control, possession, dominance in relationships. And now our relationships are starting to lighten up, being more adventurous, being more ready to explore the world of maybe something new. Really connecting with our partnerships with shared values and beliefs and desires for travel and learning things that are new. Mars is in Scorpio and it's conjunct Black Moon Lilith and the Aries new moon. So it's a quincunx to the new moon. There is deepening in our connections. Relationships may experience increased depth, focusing on vulnerability and trust through past betrayals could create struggles. Now, confronting the issues that you've been avoiding, bringing hidden matters to the surface for resolution, heightened emotions. So expect strong, raw emotions, which, while potentially overwhelming, can be powerful catalysts for growth. Also, there's a focus on shared resources. Now, we also have a Venus sextile Jupiter. So here's Venus, and it's sextile Jupiter, and Venus is in Virgo. We're getting a lot more joy around like focusing on our health and our regimens, as well as our work and organizing and cleaning up our life. With the Venus sextile Jupiter, this is about self-care, and the focus is on the things that we can manage and put in place. Now, Jupiter trine to Saturn. Jupiter is trining over to Saturn in Pisces. This is a trimming for growth. So putting forth some work towards your business or what you're building. Jupiter gives hope and expansion, luck and opportunity, while Saturn is giving more structure and diligence and preparation. Success is where luck meets preparation. So get to it. Now, Venus is conjunct the South Node in Virgo. So this is a place where we are releasing and letting go anything that is associated with Venus. So we're letting go of old pleasures, maybe addictions, old relationships, and beliefs around abundance, money, as well as our old habits or work or daily routines that are not aligning with our future that we are actually building now. We are letting go of the need to control how things go, and we're letting go and letting the universe and God take the wheel as we start to move into the directions in which we desire. You could either pick staying in a job that you know the outcome, or you could choose to quit the job and go with, let's say, starting your own business. And you're more willing now to go with the unknown and choosing your business and your happiness over your job that is, you know, the outcome. Okay. So if that makes sense. Venus is opposite Saturn and Neptune. This is where love and finances come in. So things can be delayed or blocks around love and money at the moment because Saturn restricts things. I think that this is just waiting for the old patterns and cycles to be released. So to make room for the new lifestyle, new friendships, and new relationships, abundance and money can also flow in. So also the universe will test us and see how bad that we want these connections in our life. How hard are we willing to work to put the muscle into our love and money matters? And that's really going to be the tall tale of what we really want to manifest. Because Saturn says, hey, you put in the work, I will give you the reward. Mercury just entered Scorpio for this full moon. And the full moon is in Aries, and the ruler of Aries is Mars, also Scorpio. Shares the same ruler as Aries, And with Mercury, our mind, and how we communicate being in Scorpio, day of the full moon, this is opening up our minds to the taboo, the intensities, the possessive thoughts of control and manipulation. So we'll be digging for the truth, investigate, and obsess. But during this period, you are driven to probe beneath the surface of situations to get to the root of the matters. This can apply to your own psyche, relationships, or complex problems that you're trying to solve. With Mars conjunct Lilith, this intensifies the self-reflection, bringing to the surface control, rage, desire, and the visceral parts of ourselves. Sexual and emotional desires intensify. So during this time, channel these scorpionic vibes into art, journaling, projects, and physical movement. Allow things to flow and don't force anything. Embrace self-exploration of your inner world, of your thoughts and your mind. Be honest with yourself and others. Lean into strategic research. The concentration is there. So watch what you say, take a deep breath, and guard your words as they have deep impacts right now. Avoid paranoia, as our intuition is heightened, so is mistrust and suspicion. Now, Juno entered into Sagittarius, like I said, October 1st. So thank God that Juno's through that Scorpio transit. The last 6 months was brutal. And we can kiss that energy goodbye and welcome in freedom within partnerships, encourages relationships and commitments, focus on adventure, shared philosophical beliefs, and future visions, prioritizing mutual independence and shared experience over strict rules. Let's talk a little bit about this 3-eye atlas. Thank you for waiting till the end. After I talk about this, stick around for the card reading. Not going to want to miss these card readings because they're usually on point, and I always am told by people that my card readings are on point. They always surprise me as well. Now, this 3-eye atlas is the third known interstellar object to pass through our solar system. Now, the first one was in 2017, October 19th. The second one was discovered August 30th, 2019. And the third is the 3-eye atlas, which was spotted in July 1st, 2025. 3-eye atlas is mysterious, okay? And there was a sound that was detected by an astronomer, Loeb, and he discovered the sound in August 15th of 1977, and he coined it the wow sound. And he is linking, maybe because it was coming out of the area of Sagittarius, the same places where the 3-eye atlas was seen. And it was like a 73-second sound, and they called it the wow sound of 1977. They never heard this sound again. Now, his name is, I think, Avi Loeb. The not so common observations that they have found is it's made of nickel, okay, without iron, which is not normal for comets. Also, there's usually the light that comes off the tail end of the comet away from the area in which it's moving. And the 3-eye atlas, the light is in front of this object, and that's unusual. They also observed color changes of red into green where nickel and cyanide releases that kind of green color. Also, it is slowed down with no natural reason. They think it's as big as Manhattan. It's a 5.5 kilometers long or wide. And we will be getting a better look at its nucleus when it passes Mars October 3rd, which you're probably watching this on October 3rd. So usually comets are made up of 80% of water and 10% of carbon dioxide. It appears that a 3I Atlas is made up of 95% carbon dioxide and 5% water, which is backwards. And it's not usual for comets. Now the 3I Loeb is saying is a level 4, which is multiple anomalies that are different to explain naturally a pattern emerging that suggests a artificial origin, but not yet confirmed. So there's 40% probability that this is technology and 60% probability it is natural, but extremely unusual. So we should take this 40% probability very seriously, as this could be a threat to humanity. We don't know what it is. If it's extraterrestrial life, are they studying us? Are they sending probes down our way? 3I Atlantis will hide behind the sun on October 29th to disappear and reappear early December. What will it do when it's not being observed? I can't wait to see the results. And October 3rd, it will pass by Mars and we'll get a really good close look. Like the closest look I think that we've ever had to an interstellar comet or object that has come in, because the other ones have just been with ground telescopes, and this one's passing by really close to our own spacecraft, and we'll get to see the nucleus separated by the dust cloud and the shape, and then we'll verify how big it really is. And yeah, this spacecraft camera will narrow some of these speculations down, and it's going to pass Venus and Jupiter, and Juno's over there. Should we take Juno and check out the comet or the object, the interstellar object that is passing through our solar system, to really figure out what it is? We don't know. It's all a mystery. But I thought that that was pretty cool, that all that information. I went down the rabbit hole today with the Astronomer podcast, and yeah, this is, I think, just for this picture I just pulled off the internet. It's probably not even 3I Atlas, even though it said it was. I don't think it is. Ooh. So thank you for liking, thank you for sharing, and thank you for commenting. I love to see your comments. It makes my work rewarding. I feel like, hey, look, I'm not just talking to myself out here. Like, people are actually like getting something out of my videos, and that's why I do them. I also am hosting a paint and sip if you'd like to come, if you're local. It's going to be the Halloween Spooktacular costume paint party at Revival Coffee Shop in Crockett, October 25th at 4 o'clock. Get your tickets early now. If you pay before the 4th, it's $45. If anything after is $55. So get it as soon as you can. And we're going to have a raffle. It's going to be so much fun. We're going to have a costume contest. So definitely wear your best costume. And we're going to paint some amazing witches and bats and pumpkins. And it's going to be a really festive painting that you can hang at every Hallows Eve. All right, peace out. Your Lucid Living Coach, Karina.